Well, good morning. It's another day in paradise. What I'm going to tell you about is the process that I went through getting a Vietnamese driver's license here in Vietnam. I'll try and be as informative as I can. If there's any questions, contact me. My information is free. If you come to Vietnam with an international driver's permit from the United States, and it's the 1949 one, it will not be accepted because something to do with the Geneva Convention that Vietnam wouldn't sign. Okay, everyone wants to get in the act. Miss Kitty. Anyway, they don't accept the 1949 international driver's permit from the United States. What you need is the European version, 1968, that Vietnam signed. I got this from Europe. They accept this, but then sometimes they don't want to accept the US license. So it's hit or miss. I was stopped. Once I gave them this, their faces dropped. I think they said in Vietnamese, well, there goes lunch, boys. This one's very well done. And everything you have on your US license, they will transfer to the international driver's permit. So anyway, it's hit or miss whether they'll accept the US license with this. But better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. But don't get the 1949 one from AAA because it's worthless in Vietnam. What I did, I read online about getting a Vietnamese driver's license. I had my license translated from the US into Vietnamese and notarized. That cost me 95,000 VND. And then I read that you need a medical certificate for car and bike, one each. So I went and got that. Later I found out they don't want that if you already have a driver's license. But as I said, it's better to have it and not need it and go down there than need it and not have it. So I had it. I have unrestricted motorcycle. I also have car on my US license. You need a copy of your passport, a copy of your visa or temporary resident card, whichever one you have for more than 3 months. And then you need your lease agreement where you live. That's not hard to get. So I printed out the form online. Well, come to find out that's the wrong form. So they're always updating everything here. So it's not a big deal. I filled out the form at the police department here in Da Nang. It took about 5 minutes. It's in English and Vietnamese, so it's no big deal. And then you place all that paperwork in the tray and the officer will call you up. And she called me up and went through my license and paperwork. And then she took a picture. I wrote everything down here so I can be more detailed. And she took a picture and she took about 10 minutes on the computer. And after she took my picture, I opted for mail delivery within 7 days. You can go down and pick it up. From where I live, it's about a 40 minute drive because I live way on the north end of Vietnam, of Da Nang in Vietnam. So I opted for the mail. And I got mine through the mail within 4 or 5 days, I think, if I remember. It comes very quickly. Now, here's the thing about it, which I never thought would happen. In the United States, I have a CDL, commercial driver's license permit. I also have the endorsements for tanker and hazmat, and it's a Class A for an 18-wheeler. Well, guess what? She transferred everything onto my Vietnamese license. I have a Vietnamese commercial driver's license with car and unrestricted bike. Now, not that I'm ever going to drive a truck again in Vietnam, but hey, like I said, it's better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it, because if the price was right, well, of course I would drive a truck, but it would have to be pretty good. I mean, I haven't worked in 4 years. I have no reason to work. People say, what are you going to do here? I'm like, absolutely nothing. The biggest part of my day is deciding to go to the beach or my hotel swimming pool that I swim at. Oh, it's raining again. Oh dear. Well, My day's canceled. I'm not going out in the rain. Sometimes I take Grab if it rains really hard. I'm so sick of getting soaked. Though I have been wet now and again. I do have a poncho, but if I'm just around Da Nang, I'm always wearing shorts and a tank top. I mean, it's no big deal. You can only get so wet, you can't get any wetter, and then it's not cold. But there are some cold days here. There's some days here that it gets so cold it's uncomfortable in your house, and I had to have a heater. Anyway, I hope that helps you. If there's any questions that you need to know or elaborate on, contact me. Drop a message, email, whatever you want to do. I'll give you whatever information I have. One thing I did find, though, is rules and regulations are not the same all through Vietnam. There are different rules and regulations that I found several times here so far. You can go to one province and they want it this way. You can go to another province and they want it that way. Whatever they want it, it's no big deal. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Oops, phone down. And that's it. Well, have a good day. Safe riding, everybody.